everybody, it's Seth Jones, Editor-in-Chief of Golfdom Magazine. I'm at the 2025 U.S. Women's Open out here at beautiful Erin Hills, and I'm being joined by Zach Reineken, previously the Director of Agronomy, Head Superintendent, now Co-General Manager.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a huge honor for me.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, slightly surprised. We had talked about it. We have a current GM that's kind of slowly transitioning out. So what we're going to do is there's kind of I've got a counterpart that does a lot of the work up in the golf shop and kind of takes care of the hospitality side of it. So we're going to kind of split those titles. And
That's great.
yeah.
You know, it's funny because I know your origin story, and you've always told me that you felt kind of lucky to get like good time, right place. You came out here and we were at stakes in the ground, and now you've hosted, you know, multiple successful tournaments. Like, could you have foreseen this when you were out here as a young guy and just kind of trying to make it in the industry?
No, not at all. I mean, I had career goals, and I think I've surpassed everything that I could have ever hoped or assumed that would happen.
Good for you. So let me ask you just real quick about this hailstorm you guys had.
Yeah.
How bad was it, and what was your reaction? Because it was like actual literal damage to the golf course.
Yeah, no, we had some damage to the golf course. Yeah, it was unfortunate. We just had gotten to the point where we were feeling really good about the golf course. Storm kind of popped up, you know, just to our west. Our superintendent lives kind of to that area, and he had called me and said, hey, we just had some hail at our house, so I'm going to head into the golf course. Called me back in 15 minutes and said, you should probably come out here, which is always a fun call to get. So it came out. Fortunately, it didn't actually like penetrate through the surface, so it wasn't as bad as a ball mark, but there was definitely depressions in all of them. I'd say the average size was quarter to almost a half dollar.
Okay.
You know, immediate reaction was, okay, how are we going to take care of this? The solution for us was really to just, that following day, we soaked greens down. We took a couple of hand waters and just with hoses down, soaked the profile as best as we could. Rolled greens. We actually got a 1.5 ton asphalt roller out here, and just kind of ironed the green back and forth, try to get as much of those imperfections out. And then we did a really quick, a light top dress to just kind of take care of all of our imperfections. After we had done that, I mean, there was some concern because you've got all these imperfections and now you've got sand in those voids. So it looked like we had just airified greens and we're, you know, 7 days away from hosting this championship. Fortunately, we grew through that pretty well, and the feedback we've gotten from the USGA is that if they didn't know any better, they would have no idea that we had any damage.
Well, we got to go watch some golf today, and I mean, they were rolling pure. We watched Nelly Korda, and she's going to make every putt this week the way she was putting out there today. So congrats on getting through that, and that's a moment. Let me ask you this. What advice would you give someone, like the young folks who are volunteering on the crew who, you know, just to how to make it in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about it. For us, the culture that we try to establish here is one where it's a work hard, play hard environment. You know, it's got to be fun. You have to show up every morning and be passionate about, you know, your career. It's hard showing up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. It's hard to deal with, you know, situations like hail damage on the golf course or, you know, a hard winter or a cold spring. So you need to make it enjoyable. You have to have a true passion for the industry. And if you have that, I mean, I think you can overcome any obstacle.
Okay, great. What's the best thing about your job this week? I know you're probably tired and you got 1,000 things going on and, you know, being pulled in 100 different directions, but what's great about this week for you?
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, you know, our staff, we've got a staff of 35, we've got 85 other volunteers. You know, it's seeing them, it's seeing the expressions on their face, it's hearing the accolades on the golf course and being able to share that with their staff and just to say, you know, I might be at the head of the crew, but it's those guys that are putting in all the effort and all the work. So being able to kind of share that feedback with staff and just explain to them that, you know, your hard work and efforts are paying off.
Great. Let me ask you one more bonus question. You guys have always had Kafka Granite. They're sponsoring our coverage of the 2025 U.S. Women's Open. You guys were early adopters of that product.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really grown since then. What was it that attracted you to that company and what it does for Erin Hills?
Yeah, we had played around with it. So we've got a lot of, I mean, the undulations out here, our topography is pretty severe. And when they built the golf course, they tried to use that topography as best as they could. So a lot of our tees are elevated. So we had these transitions from an elevated tee box. In some scenarios, you're coming down, you know, 20 feet of elevation down to a fairway. And if that was just maintained grass, you just couldn't keep that as, you know, a healthy turf. So we looked at Kafka as an opportunity. We tried, you know, crushed aggregates. We tried, you know, probably every other product that was out there at the time. And anytime you'd get any kind of rain, everything would wash, and it was just a maintenance nightmare. So reached out to Kafka, had heard that they had a wax polymer material, and just started playing around with putting them on a few of these slopes, and it's become kind of our standard product that we use in any of our player paths that are going from elevated tee down to a fairway, or in some scenarios like on 17, we've got a green that sits in the valley, and now you're climbing up 30 feet to an elevated tee box again. So it's just been an incredible product. We can get heavy rains out here. We can go through our winter months, and there is virtually no maintenance to it at all once it's installed.
Great, great. Well, thank you for all your time, Zach, and again, congratulations on the conditions out there.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Okay, everybody, this is Zach Reineken. He is the co-general manager out here at Erin Hills. I'm Seth Jones. Thanks for watching us here on Golfdom TV.